when bratty 8-year-old Kevin McCallister acts out the night before a family trip to Paris, his mother makes him sleep in the attic. After the McCallisters mistakenly leave for the airport without Kevin, he wakes up to an empty house and assumes his wish to have no family has come true. But his excitement sours when he realizes that two con men plan to rob the McCallister residence and that he alone must protect the family home. Hey folks, man, this is Monk, and we're back with another episode of Classes of Cinematics. And I'm joined as always with my co-host, we got Bobby Blockbuster.
Yo, yo, yo! The energy this morning.
So today, we've got an interesting episode, man. This is going to be our second Christmas-themed episode that we're going to give you guys for the month of December. And we're here to talk about Home Alone, the family comedy from 1990. Yeah, man. So let's get into it, man.
Yeah, I mean, okay, well, like, first things first, outside of A Christmas Story, this is probably the other most notable Christmas movie at this point. You know, I mean, you got your others, your Christmas Carol and all that other stuff. But, dude, I was reading this article. Poland went on strike because they stopped showing this annually.
What?
Yes, it was like in 2015. Like they show this movie in Poland the way that in the U.S. we show Christmas Story all day long, and they decided they were going to show something else in 2015, and over 5 million people protested. They want their Home Alone.
They must have an interesting cable situation.
I don't know.
Maybe it was just limited entertainment, bro. That's crazy.
But you know, outside of that little fact, you know what I'm saying, we got to get into the story because that's for me, that's what really sells this film. The way it's laid out, the way it's delivered. But for me, it's the attention to detail. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to how Kevin is left behind. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, any parent out there knows, you know what I'm saying, one of the last things you're going to forget is your child. You know what I'm saying? But the way that John Hughes covered his bases to make sure that in this instance it was almost believable. I thought that was it was really, really cool because, you know what I'm saying, for starters, it's like it's this domino effect, this perfect storm of things that just all went wrong in the right way for the sake of movie making. Because, for instance, you know, out the gate when they're having the pizza delivered, right, and Kevin gets to arguing with Buzz because he ate all the cheese pizza and he pushes him all the drink spill. If you pay attention, you see the drink spill on the passports and the tickets. But when they clean up the drink spill, there's a ticket that gets wadded up in the napkins. And when it's thrown in the trash, you see it says Kevin's name. So that's how they can overlook it in the airport. Then, of course, you go into the electricity going out in the middle of... Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. Then, because of that, Kevin gets sent up to the attic alone. All right. Then in the middle of the night, the electricity goes out, knocking out all of the power and the phone lines, causing them to wake up the next morning in a morning melee late. Oh, chaos. Then they're just in rush mode.
They deep as hell because it's like them, the in-laws.
Yes.
Like,
and that's the other thing too. It's 15 people.
Bro.
It's 15 people. They're all in this house. You know what I'm saying? Planning a trip to go to Paris.
Balling.
Yeah, right. Things you do when you rich. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, while they're trying to rally the troops and get everybody together, the neighbor kid, who's also, for his family's going out of town, decides to come over to the other side of the street just to see what's going on. When they're doing head counts of kids, he gets counted as Kevin. So, and then of course, when they pull up to the airport, everybody, it's Royal Rumble, dog.
It's chaos.
They run and try to catch the plane. So, of course, you know, with all that being said, you know, it makes sense that he could get overlooked, like, in the way that he did. I mean, movie magic sprinkled on it.
And also, I want to add on, Kevin is kind of a dick.
He is
so
easily forgettable.
For him to get sent to the attic, it's a domino effect, yo. Like rewatching this, like as a kid, I probably sympathize with him being a kid because I was a kid too. But watching it now, like, bruh, like if you don't get your little
He was kind of like, you know, I don't want to say unmanageable,
he was
but
extra, man.
He was wimpy, he was whiny, and he seemed very overcoddled. Like, we don't see it much, but just due to the banter from the way that the siblings were treating him, it was like, you know, he was a mama's boy to like the umpteenth power. Like you could tell the mom was doing everything for him because he was like helpless in a sense.
But also, I feel like too sometimes the youngest do get a little bit of
they get all the
attention and coddling and but also he was kind of a jerk, man. Just the way he was approaching stuff. No one wants to no, like the way, what did we say? No, no one wants to let me do stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro,
you gotta alone, stomping around. And then, I mean, like I said, my man was like, I mean, now granted, when they ordered the pizzas, okay, so I did the math. The dude said it came to $122 at $12 a pizza. That's 10 pizzas. So why, with all those children in there wasn't more than one cheese pizza ordered? That just doesn't make sense. But hey,
but just take the stuff off.
Exactly.
What's up with you, Kevin?
Like I said,
is he allergic to
because they're overprivileged?
Was he allergic to the ingredients?
This is that overprivileged lifestyle. Because I know there was plenty times when I was coming up where a supreme pizza was ordered, and I was told to take off what I didn't want on there.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Or drink some water until you get full.
Kevin Culkin, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, shut up. You know what I'm saying?
Man, but he's wild, bro.
He is. But the cool thing about that is like we really get this almost like he's not unlikable. He's just you can see how he's kind of hard to deal with and easily pushed to the side by the Sibs. But then, as once he's forgotten, you see this transition in him whereas first, like you said, this movie is full on for the kids. Like you are watching this 9-year-old child do what a kid would do if left unsupervised.
Also, he wanted to be left alone. That's one of the things he says. I wish I was, there was
that was the last wish he made before he was.
So in a way, it kind of, like, if this happened to me, I woke up and I'm probably going to cry. But for him, it's like at that age, I'm like, yo, what the hell's happening?
No,
like,
I mean,
but at his age, that's what he wanted. Like he wanted that. Like in this film, that was his perfect setup. He's like, because I could do what I want now.
Yes, and it's a house full of people. Even though they had all this extended family there, I mean, shoot, he had like 5 siblings plus the mom and the dad. Mm-hmm. So I mean, first things first, he goes into his brother's room and he rummages through all his stuff. He's like, man, he's getting firecrackers, gets the BB gun, he's shooting shit,
and he's a little dick because this is my man's girlfriend.
He does diss his girlfriend.
I ain't like that.
Not cool. Okay. You too young to know even what that's all about. So you keep them comments to yourself. But what I did like, which I would not have the balls to do this. I just know me too well. Even whether I'm 9, whether I'm my age now, I'm not riding a sled down no damn house steps.
Oh yeah,
I'm not doing that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because
where did that come from? Is that something from a movie? I feel
I have no idea.
Citizen Kane thing or something? I can't remember.
I have no idea.
Somebody was sledding down the
But with my luck, I'm not going to make it through the doorway. I'm gonna hit the coffee table on the way out and run through the glass.
Or they had a food tray and
Yeah, I don't know, but I thought that was really cool that they really they honed in on the childlike element of the story with him, doing these things. But then he slowly, as the story progresses, we see this other transition into him kind of gaining a sense of independence, being able to stand on his own 2 feet. He goes to the grocery store, has to get things. He fights his fears by going down in the basement to do laundry, even though he's scared of the furnace and all these other little things.
I like the furnace though. That is kind of cool though, because it's putting you into that child mind and imagination and like the sights and sounds, and like that's probably the only time where the being alone is getting to him, when he has to deal with that basement.
And they said it was only due to budget restraints, but the director, Chris Columbus, he actually had a thought where in this phase of the movie, he wanted Kevin to be having a dream where the whole house comes to life. Oh, and the furnace the furnace grows legs and chases them through the basement and shit. I'm like, damn,
that would have been cool in exchange for some of this stuff, because I do think this film runs a little long for what it is, It
does. And that's where, it kind of like, this one really teeter-totters between being just a straight up movie for, young children and being a full on family film. And that's where, once we get into the next phase, once we are introduced to, the Wet Bandits, Harry and Marv, that's what makes this the well-rounded film that it becomes, because now it's entertaining for all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And at this point, like I said, Kevin is now not acting like this spoiled brat little kid. He's almost the man of the house in a sense.
Yeah, he's acting like in the what was that? Was that the black and white video? That's how he's acting. He's in the crib. He's kicking it. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's like that same, like he's now in the Michael Jackson video.
Yes.
He's having a blast.
Yes. Yes, he is. And then you get all these like cool little like components along the way. Like one of my favorite parts, I love the fake little mob movie. It's called
Was that real? Or
no,
fake?
it's fake, and it's called Angels with Filthy Souls. But it's a play off of a real movie called it came out in 1938 called Angels with with Dirty Faces. So, but the way that he uses this movie is clever. Like, dog, like I mean, of course, his initial watch, you see why he wasn't allowed to watch it with everybody else. He's covering his eyes. But then, like, using it against the pizza guy, and then using it against the
wouldn't have worked on me, bro.
It wouldn't have worked on me either.
Like, where the bullets at? Ain't nothing.
I mean, hey, somebody racking off like that, some bullets is coming through the windows or something. But
and it just sound like somebody that don't talk like how people are talking right now. Keep the change. Keep the change. Animal. It's like John Wayne and Bugsy Siegel mixed together. Like, you're not getting me with that.
Yeah. But yeah, no. Then
what do you think of Macaulay Culkin as an actor in this now? Speaking of the cast.
It was really... I think he did a good job. I mean, for him to be front and center, because, the reason why he got this role was because he was linked up with John Hughes in 1989's Uncle Buck.
Oh, okay,
which also had John Candy. That's why we get the John Candy cameo and all that stuff.
So Culkin was in.
He was in Uncle Buck. He was the little kid at the beginning of Uncle Buck. When Uncle Buck first shows up, he's talking mess to him through the mail slot, and then that through him doing that kind of created this idea for this movie. And I mean, the role
degrees of separation definitely makes sense there.
And the role was actually written for him, but just to keep things politically correct, they auditioned over 200 kids. But they knew that he was going to get this role. And I mean, I think that, this definitely, let time tell it. I'm not telling nobody nothing new. I mean, this boosted him to his fame. But I mean, he did a great job as a child actor.
I think he was okay. Like I think a lot of for him, I think there's some scene where he perfectly nails it, and other ones I feel like his cuteness is doing a lot of the work. It's getting him over. Like, what I'm saying? It's like
absolutely.
It's like oh, he's adorable.
Like the little one-liners. He is the one who made this film so fun for the kids. I mean, how many kids after this movie were running around doing saying, "Oh, I don't think so," and all these things.
But then there's scenes where I think he's really acting. Like my favorite scene is when he's talking to the old man in the church. Yeah, and I think he's in that moment, bro. Yes. Like he's in there, and I was like, yeah, this kid is gonna be, because like I remember being younger, liking this movie and seeing his talent. But for me, where I was like, yo, this kid got it, was what's that movie where he was not the problem child, the good son. The good son. And I was like, whoa,
that's my favorite Culkin movie ever. This movie for me personally, I'm glad you said that, because I was just going to leave it alone, because we're definitely doing that film. This film sets the tone for that, because you see him all cute and stuff in this, but man, his cuteness in this adds to his dementedness in The Good Son.
But I think he's really acting. Like in this, it feels like commercial acting. Like if he was doing a commercial for a product, and he's he's nailing all those reactions. But acting wise, it's like it's wonky at times. But that, like I said, the old man scene, he nails it. You know?
I mean, but and not for nothing, they said that for him to be his age, I think was 9 years old or something. He was like a grown man on the set, and he did do some improvising. Like when they're running through the house, the part where he's sitting at the top of the steps, he's like, are you done? Are you thirsty for more? Like that wasn't in the script. He did that on the fly. So there were maybe
it was the material that was holding him back too a little bit. It's not the most,
because he did have to. I mean, watching this film now as an adult, you can see that they're still trying to keep him in a box. They don't want him to break character too much. You know what I mean? But ultimately, I think he did good, and he's the one who makes this fun for the kids. But Harry and Marv are what do this movie justice for me. Not only as an adult, I loved them when I was younger. What you get from Joe Pesci and Daniel Stern, I mean, their acting is so over the top, and they actually are quoted to say that they felt that this movie was going to fail, so they tried extra hard to be so over the top to make sure that they gave 110% to try to add to the success. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That's what they was doing. It's like, it's not going to be our fault if it fails.
And that's what they're doing. And because of their characters, they add another layer, another dimension to this film that make it fun for everyone.
They are fun, but also I think the story is a little wonky around them, because I'm like, it's like their whole thing, like they're
dumbass crooks.
But Harry is old as dirt, and I'm like, yo, you still living like this, bro? Like,
he's unsuccessful.
This would have been
an unsuccessful criminal.
Yeah, these are the guys that are hanging around Goodfellas, Henry, and you know what I'm saying? Henry,
but
and
you know what?
They're like the golfers, they're doing the little dumb odd jobs, and I'm like, bro, this is crazy. He's gonna walk up to Harry, he's like, yo, I got this watch, man.
Yeah, you know you got to open up the jacket, all the fake rollies. It's funny though. You're saying all these things that are just sparking these things in my mind of all these cliff notes that I wrote. Speaking of Goodfellas, before Joe Pesci got the role, you know their first crack for Harry, their first actor that they interviewed was Robert De Niro, and he denied. And then they went John Lovitz, which I don't think that would have worked at all, because he's just too funny. Like, I laugh. Soon when I see John Lovitz on screen, I just laugh.
He would have been funny, though. Like, if he did this role, like,
he's just funny. But Joe Pesci, like, he's got
De Niro would have been crazy here, too, because I think De Niro's thing is because you're used to him being so serious. So to see him cut up in here and get goofy, like, we never really seen De Niro get too wild. He's done a few family comedies where he's still playing a straight guy.
He maintains his serious. Whereas Joe Pesci, though, like, he gives you the best of both worlds.
Yo, the thing that got me, it just came on the screen. Yo, the Gator, man, the Gator chips, bro. You remember those?
Jeez.
It looked like the Gator from Ninja Turtles.
Bro. Vaguely.
Joyce was, them joints was bad.
And you know what? Not for nothing, too. Speaking of like the promotional side of this film, you know the pizza company, it was Little Nero's Pizza. It was a play off of Little Caesars, and then if I remember correctly, Little Caesars had this deal, like it was Home Alone based.
Crunch Gators.
Yeah. Dude, they sell those at the dollar store now. The Zaps,
I'm talking about the Crunch Gators.
No, I'm talking about the Zaps.
Crunch Gator. They had the Mighty Mesquite. I remember that logo, bro. And I seen them in the background here, and I was we brought back.
But man, the pizza company was actually a playoff of Little Caesars, man. And then they ended up having like these promotional pizza sales that were Home Alone based. They had Macaulay Culkin in there doing the pizza, cheese pizza.
Other cast member I do want to mention before we I think this thing holds together too on a parent side from Kate McCallister, played by Catherine O'Hara, and she's great. She's the one. She gives us the whole Kevin, and it's cool. And I think she's the anchor here. She is kind of the leader of this family. And we even get those scenes with her being in the airport concerned, doing everything she can to try to even get back to the States. You know, which is cool because that leads us to another character, played by John Candy.
I like John Hurd too as the dad, the unassuming dad. But yes, you're right, John Candy, dude, he was dope. And you know, the thing is that he has ties with John Hughes. Like, he's been in quite a few John Hughes movies, like the before mentioned Uncle Buck. He was also in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and he spot checked in this as a favor. Do you know John Hughes only paid him base salary? $414 for 27 hours of work.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? They said that the pizza delivery boy made more money than John Candy. He was kind of upset about that. But the cool thing about his role is that John Hughes was he was a stickler to the script. Everyone's got to stick to the script. But every conversation that John Candy has in this, every bit of screen time, he improvised all of his lines.
I'm pretty sure, though, he probably got a good residuals on this because this film made, like, man, it was a blockbuster, bro, for what it was. This thing was a runaway hit of, what 1990?
1990. There, dude, it was on an $18 million budget, pulled back $477 million in the box office.
Wow.
Only movie that did better than this movie was Ghost.
Actually, it's showing Pretty Woman up. Nah, you're right. Ghost then. All right, bet.
Ghost.
The order of this. All right, bet 1990 gross.
Yes, and
Wow.
then I mean, you can't get much better than that. That is a flip and a half and a half and a half. You know what I'm saying? And the cool thing is that director Christopher Columbus, like up until this point, like what I didn't know about him, I mean, he wrote a lot of movies. You know, he's the one who sold Steven Spielberg the concept and the story for Gremlins and the Goonies. Okay, and then he was actually brought on board, and we bring this up in our National Lampoon's episode.
Yeah,
he was brought on board to direct John Hughes written National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, but could not work with Chevy Chase. He was like, man, bump this, and he opted out. He's like, I can't work with this guy, and he thought that was going to cost him his career because that was his first crack at directing. And then John Hughes brings him back, gives him the opportunity to direct this, and from this, I mean,
history is made.
Sky's
dude.
the limit, dude.
History is made.
Pew, 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 pew.
Yeah,
you know,
man.
so that was really cool as well. But one more character, you know, you love to hate him, but I like what's his name, Devin Ratry, who was Buzz. He's the ultimate asshole big brother.
No.
You know, he's a
They
douche.
call him Buzz because of that haircut.
Had to be. Had to be. I can't think of any other reason. You know,
He looks like the kid that later on will be in Toy Story. Not that kid. Who's the one? I forgot which animated
and to me,
series.
he kind of looks like
an animated series.
he looks like Vinny D before he goes before he enlists to the army in Full Metal Jacket.
yeah, that is wild, man.
But wild. I mean, he was the ultimate asshole big brother. So you know,
I don't think he was that bad. It didn't seem extra. He just, he did what he had to do.
He did what he had. I mean, I guess big brother privileges. You know, it's what can you do?
But then I guess one of the things that this film culminates in is eventually Harry and Marv, you know, they make their assault on the house, man. You know what I'm saying?
They call it the silver tuna.
Yeah.
Like they just can't let it go. You know what I'm saying? All these other houses on the block. And you have to get this one. And the thing of it is that, you know, we see that this is the final attempt is their third attempt. They try the first time, they think that they're home. The next time Kevin throws a little party with he's got all the little mannequins and figurines. He's doing all the dancing. Woo, woo, woo. It's all good. After that, they know he's in there, and they don't care. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I like this because it kind of like turns into like the fun house of pain, dog. Like you see Kevin, you see Kevin like getting the house ready, like setting like the ultimate mouse traps. Like, I mean, throwing water down the steps. I mean, he's gearing the house up in every which way possible, getting ready for these burglars. And man, to watch it fully executed, I mean, it's hilarious.
It is fun, man.
It's fun. It's great. But quick question for you though:
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think got it worse, Harry or Marv?
Man, Harry's whole scalp was burnt the hell up. Like his hat was fused to his dome, yo. That was kind of crazy when he torched his head.
Yeah, and he got sizzled in the palm. See, me, I would have to go Marv just because I got sensitive feet. So watching him step on that nail, dog, I was like, oh god! And then to double back and have to step on all the Christmas ornaments, it's going to take you 2 months to pluck that glass out your feet.
It's funny because years ago someone made a post about this, saying how there's probably videos out there saying how Kevin's traps were pretty damn lethal. If this wasn't slapsticky and humorous, and they did this like on a more gore angle, bro, they messed up.
Oh, because that blowtorch, it wouldn't have stopped at Pesci's head. It would have. All it would have had to do is catch a little lint on that wool coat.
That would have been bubbling up on his
flame on, dog. He flame on.
Even the physical, like when I forgot which one's on the ground. Is it Marv or Harry? But one of them hits the other guy with a crowbar. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my god! That scene, dude. Was it a crowbar? Because that's when Marv grabs Kevin's foot. He's about to go in the attic, and Kevin reaches for the spider, puts it on Marv's face.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Dude, that scream though is great. I'd have passed out. You put a tarantula on my face, I'm passing out. But
so he's trying to get the tarantula.
Then it's on. Yeah, he throws it on Harry, and he's hitting Harry in the chest with the crowbar. Yes, that's causing damage, dog.
They was cutting up in there.
That's causing damage. But you know what? The cool thing is like when we talk about this setting and how they set this house up, this is not the first time we've seen this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember distinctly watching this happen in A Nightmare on Elm Street a few years earlier.
Oh yeah, when Nancy,
when Nancy gets ready for Freddy, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's and of course in Nightmare on Elm Street, it was done in a way more serious way, but it's conceptually it's the same thing. So to watch somebody, turn their house from a home into, like I said, almost a mousetrap, into a weapon. It's really cool when it's done in these unique kind of ways. I mean, now granted,
plus he knows his house.
Yeah,
so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, and dude, to be 9,
man,
his level of inventiveness.
He could have just called 911 though.
Could have, but see, that's what I like about this too. Like I said, John Hughes, he covers his bases because
so they clipped the phone line.
He calls 911, but he sends the cops to the neighbors across the street house because see, if the cops come to his house, then he knows he also going to have to explain, or his parents going to have to explain why he home alone. Yeah. So he don't want his parents to get in no trouble. See, so dude's wise beyond his years for 9. I don't know if he's supposed to be 9 and 19, but he's ahead of the game. Yeah, smart little fucker.
Another scene I do want to point out too, man. This is right before this goes down. I love the scene with him and the old man because he has his whole neighbor that everyone's kind of scared of. He's the creepy old man in the neighborhood. And, during all this, somehow he finds himself in the church and, just chilling, hanging out in there. And then, the old man is there, like, and it's kind of cool. So the old man's like, can I sit down? And sits down and he finally talks to him, realizes he's not a crazy old man, realizes the old man has his own issues. And I think that's cool, man. They both kind of dump, their grievances. And it's just a cool scene. And that's why I feel like Macaulay's acting is crazy right here. And the old man is crazy. And it's just one of these moments, like, it's my favorite moment of the film. Like, I actually really got something from that. There's good messaging. And even Kevin, it's crazy because oftentimes we could give advice better than advice that we're not even following ourselves. And I think that's what Kevin is doing for the old man. But then the old man, kind of throws back at Kevin like, yo, bro, chill out, relax, and that's why I said Kevin was being a dick, because admittedly he tells the old man, he's like, yeah, I haven't been, I haven't been the best. Yeah, I haven't been the best little brother or son or whatever. You know what I'm saying? In that moment.
Now, it's not determined or established in this scene, but what I get from this scene, outside of the things that you said, it also kind of gives me a sense that the old man kind of knows a little more than he's leading off, and he's kind of watching over Kevin. He knows that he's alone.
Why is his hand bloody?
He keeps popping up. Well, that's from the body he caught last time he went salting the sidewalk. He's a killer. That's what they say. but I think that he's watching over him, you know what I'm saying, in a sense, and he's not, but he knows that Kevin's scared of him. He knows that all the kids say that he's this shovel massacring, sidewalk salter guy, and so he doesn't want to scare him, but he just keeps popping up at these places where Kevin's at, you know what I'm saying? Like, he pops up at the store, and then he pops up at the church, and then also at the end of the film, when the wet bandits had Kevin dead to rights, they hung him up on the coat rack, and they were about to get with him, and then Shovel Man comes, twap twap, hits everybody, knocks them out. Police come, save the day. So I think that he was almost like that guardian angel, in a sense. Man. Yeah,
just a guardian.
Yes,
that's crazy, man.
Yeah,
mean, I guess, man, like for me rewatching it, like, it doesn't, hold up like it did when I was younger, but I still think this is a solid film, man. It for what it set out to do and what it does, it's entertaining. It's just that hindsight can be 20/20 with some of the stuff as we do it. And my hindsight on this is just, maybe you could have trimmed a little bit of the fat and tightened it up. Like, this could have easily been a 90-minute,
One more thing before I give my Jerry's final thought. I don't want us to get any strikes for saying that, but shout out to John Williams, man. Academy Award winning score with this film. All throughout the film, I mean, because of the music that's playing, you never lose sight that this is a Christmas film. First 2 phases, it's it's jolly. It's got the Christmas flow going. But I love the music that's playing during the third phase. It really puts emphasis on what we're seeing. All that whimsical slapstick stuff that's going on. to the Wet Bandits as they're going through this torture house. I mean, he did a really, really good job. And to your point, I mean, for me, the rewatchability, this is one of those films, like, I do see it around this time of year every year. It's not something I seek out all the time. It's almost like it's the same as putting on socks before your shoes, or me or you wearing a hat. I wear a hat every day. I just, the hard part is picking out which one I'm put on my head. You know what I'm saying? But around this time of year, there are a few go-to films that I will watch, or whether if I pull them off the DVD shelf or just flip through the TV, they will be on. And when I catch them, I will watch them. And this is one of them. It's entertaining, but it's one of those ones where, I mean, I could talk about this film without taking no notes. I know the dialogue. I could watch it with my eyes closed. Of course, it doesn't hit the same as when I was younger. But you know what? The thing of this film is, just think of how fun it would be to watch with, you know, like a younger sibling or nephew, a child, like for their first rock.
I think it'll probably play well for the younger kids.
You know what I'm saying? Like for those that have the big Christmas group setting and stuff, and you got all the little youngins, you throw that on. I mean, they're gonna have a blast with this. You know what I'm saying? And off of their enjoyment and what that film will bring to them makes this film that much more enjoyable. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I you know, it's a solid go-to Christmas film. I feel, like I said, if it ain't Christmas Story that's talked about, it's got to be this one, second on the list, man.
Yeah, it's solid, man. Well, I guess we can wrap this thing up, man. Definitely try not to be home alone for the holidays, man.
Yeah, if you can do something, if it's within your power.
Yeah. Hey, but if you are, you might, get some enjoyment by throwing this thing on, man. And it's interesting, man. Like I said, I haven't seen this since I saw it then. And I've had plenty of opportunities to rewatch it. So I would encourage you, if you haven't seen it in a while, rewatch it. If you've never seen it, definitely watch it. You know what I'm saying? And that's it, man.
It was good enough to spawn a sequel. The sequel is entertaining as well. I'm with Core 100%. If you, for those that haven't seen it, whatever rock you've been living under, crawl up out from under that thing and then check this out. And if you've seen it before, watch it again. It's just a holiday. It's joyous. Who don't want to laugh during the holidays? Yeah,
and I just want to say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's to everybody. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to us. We just hit 1,000 subscribers, man. Thank you guys for checking us out. And we're just going to keep going and bringing you more going into the new year, man.
Yes. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, and especially Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's to our 1,000.01 subscribers.
Y'all are the MVPs, man.
Yes. Jingle bells.
All right, folks, we out here, man. Make sure you check us out on Instagram at Classic Cinematic. Subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends, tell them all about us, and you can catch me at Monkey Blood. Oh, the beer's hit. Catch me at Monkey Blood on Twitter and Instagram.
And this is Bob E. Blockbuster. You can catch me on the next show.
All right, y'all, we out of here, man. Peace.